Bad things happening to TikTokers. I like that.
This is Courtney, and she went from making $1.8 million a year to now facing life in prison. This is such a wild story. It has so many twists and turns, but it all starts when the police were called to an apartment.
Just tell me the bad parts, okay?
Apartment complex in April of 2022 in Miami. This is where the police found a very frantic
Miami, okay. We got our first absolutely ginormous red flag. Let's go.
Courtney, and they asked, what's going on? And this is what she said.
I want to be like, I don't want to be like exonerated, I guess, if like anything wrong.
I don't know what she's on, but there's multiple things probably.
And I want him, okay, the police are convicted. I want a restraining order against Christian Kelly.
I want to be exonerated of any wrongdoing sounds very off right away. And clearly something was massively off because just one day later, she ended the life of her boyfriend. Now, if it was intentional or in self-defense, that
probably he deserved it. Simp.
That's up for a jury to decide, but what we know is Courtney was a TikToker, Instagram, and OF model.
There you go. There you go. Told you, simp. OF model. Yeah, keep calling them models. That's gonna end well. So let's put together the pieces of the puzzle here. We have absolutely no remorse. Probably got everything she wanted all her life. Inflated ego to the utmost level, and she thinks that she's special. That's a great combination. Plus, she most likely uses hard illicit substances. That's a great combo for getting stabbed in the shower while you're asleep somehow.
And at the time, she was apparently living with this boyfriend in Miami. But then some argument broke out, and allegedly he was there without her permission. The police were then called, and this is what unfolded.
What, you want to get to your... I'm not trying to get into your apartment. Yes.
If that was a man, then none of this stalking would have happened, okay? I just want to put it out right there, okay? If this was a man, none of the stalking would have happened.
Yes, okay.
Okay, but you told me I was...
Time out. Let me talk, okay.
I feel very, like...
What's your name, Courtney?
Yes.
Okay, Courtney.
Ah, there we go. She's one of those people who, like, says like a lot, like, often, because like is, like, the best word, like, ever, like, yeah. You understand me? Like, don't you? Like...
Why do you have something against me, man? Like, I'm just trying to, like...
What do you have anything against you? We're trying to talk. So...
You can feel the entitlement just seeping off her like she's removing makeup.
You just want to get back in your apartment. Unfortunately, he can't be here in the property.
That is totally fine.
Okay, so
he's been literally sleeping in my living room without permission.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna find him so he can leave the property, and you get back to your apartment. What else do you
I
need?
was told I was gonna get a chance to speak.
Go ahead, Courtney. What's going on?
It's your turn.
Are you gonna listen?
We're listening. Go ahead.
Say something wrong.
Yes. Yes, they're all 3 here.
So the cops try to help with the problem, but then
Dude, that almost seems like some kind of magical skit from a old movie. Man, remember when old movies used to portray reality in the worst ways possible as a joke? Well, here we are. Aren't we? What a great time to be alive. I can't wait for the purge.
she gets upset because they're not listening to her. So when they finally are just quiet to listen to her, she then starts talking to what it seems like her dad on the phone. This interaction's about to get a whole lot more
Classic. Rich parents. Nice.
confusing, but first, when you're injured, you deserve the best representation because, hey, you're...
And when you see a dumb ad that, you know, sells you steak oil, you deserve to skip it.
Alright, so what do you want us to do?
I want to be like, I don't want to be like exonerated, I guess, if like anything wrong. And I want him, okay, the police are here. I want a restraining order against Christian Kelly.
We don't issue those.
So she's trying to get a restraining order for a guy that she killed? I mean, why not at this point?
No, I'm serious.
Court.
Can I do that? We're
You have to go to court. You have to go to downtown.
You can tell that she's a very serious person. It's just like obvious, right?
How can I make myself first? Because I know him and
Nice.
he'll do it. How can I make myself first?
You gotta get there first.
175 Northwest First Avenue.
Before
175 Northwest.
Is he already on the way?
we have no idea. We don't even know how it looks like.
We don't even know who it is. How do we know that?
So you question is, I need a restraining order against him.
So she wanted the cops to go get the restraining order for her rather than go to the police station herself and get it done. She also made it extremely clear that she wanted to be first, with a little bit of a wild look in her eye. Now that could be just to control the narrative, but then she ends her boyfriend's life the very next day. And then the interesting thing about this case is she wasn't arrested then. She wasn't arrested until 4 months later at a rehab in Hawaii. Because in a USA Today article,
Wow, a rehab? That's strange. Why did she go to a rehab? Usually that's not a problem now, is it?
it states that Courtney told authorities she armed herself with a knife because Obumseli pushed her and thrown her to the floor. She admitted to causing injuries but gave several inconsistent accounts about what happened. Police could not verify any injuries Courtney said that she sustained. According to the warrant, while certainly not one-sided, the evidence shows there were prior incidents of Courtney being physically violent. The warrant reads, in trying to explain her actions that day to the police, Courtney stated, I do not think this was, I don't know, I really don't know if this was justified at all. Authorities concluded Courtney acted without justification in an immediately dangerous act demonstrating a depraved mind without regard for human life. Courtney's mind
Classic. This is not. By the way, this is not even a classic pampered woman. No, this is just literally any classic pampered spoiled brat in general. I mean, that good stuff anyway.
Miami defense lawyer Frank Prieto told the Miami Herald he was completely shocked to learn of the arrest. He said Courtney was in Hawaii for rehabilitation for substance abuse and post-traumatic stress disorder, and maintains his client acted in self-defense and Obumseli's death
Well, yeah, what else is he gonna say?
was justified. We were cooperating with the investigation and offered to voluntarily surrender her if she was charged. Prieto told the outlet, we look forward to clearing her name in court. So with that,
I love how lies like this are just absolutely okay because fucking reasons, I guess. I just love it that you can just lie about that and, you know, it's completely fine.
that in mind, she is currently facing life in prison, and with all the evidence coming forward of all of her terrible behavior, that's going to be quite the uphill battle for them. Now, there's been multiple videos released of her hitting this same guy, and she's also been arrested for battery before.
I told you he's a simp. I told you he's a simp. Bro, okay? I'm a true feminist. If a woman ever would try to punch me, man, she would be in the ground pretty fast. Okay? I'm a true feminist for equal rights and all of that shit. Put them on the gas lines. Put them in coal mines. Put them in sewage treatment facilities. Women are amazing and they can do it really well. It's a 10 out of 10 banger, and if you don't agree with me, well, what's wrong with you, you bigot? How dare you? It's the modern day. So yeah, I mean, again, who would have expected a simp? A simp. Okay, if a woman just randomly starts bailing on you and hits you and you're not willing to self-defend yourself, that's fine. But then at least don't come crawling back to her like some, animal. It is what it is.
Against the same guy in Las Vegas. And then on top of that, you have this video of her hitting the same guy in Aspen while they were on vacation. And then there's two more things that came out.
Yo, is he bald? Maybe dude does deserve it. He kind of looks bald and he has a beard. Maybe he does deserve it.
And then there's two
Maybe we should be like free Courtney.
more things that came out of complete left field with this story. The first one being her parents were arrested for accessing the victim's laptop. And they also just released why, as Courtney's father, Kim, entered
Deleted emails. Deleted conversations, obviously. What else could it be, right?
the couple's apartment to clear out his daughter's things, but he also took the victim's laptop. This laptop apparently had all the victim's information, including his iCloud, messages, photos, videos, and so
Wow, surprising.
on. And this laptop hadn't been taken by the police, so the court documents allege that he tried to get into the laptop before handing it over to the victim's family. And because of this, Courtney is now also facing computer crime charges. But the parents claim that this was a shared computer between her daughter and the victim. So, who knows? Also, could it be a simple mistake? I don't know. But the parents, they claim that her daughter and the victim
Her parents also, by the way, sound as horrible people as she is. Because obviously, okay, let me tell you a secret. If you try to raise your child right, they're probably not gonna end up like this. I know, shocking, and extremely unbelievable, but, you know, I have a feeling that, you know, a stable family kind of tends to do better than a non-stable shithole to raise kids. I know, breaking grounds here, but, you know, maybe I'm right.
Shared that laptop. That's why they did so. Then the story takes a laughably stupid turn, because apparently she approached an 18-year-old and asked him to walk her home. When the teenager agreed to walk her home, she ended up getting them to sit down on a bench. This is where she apparently tried to kiss him, and when he said no, she started freaking out at him, and then ended up screaming at him, saying she was going to burn his house down because she was simply rejected. The teenager was then
Well, you know, she probably has gotten everything in her life forever, and everyone has always agreed with her, and thus, obviously, yeah, for getting rejected for the first time in anything in life probably does come as a little bit of a shock. Come on, you need to understand other people also. Amazing.
understandably freaked out, so he called his father. His father showed up pretty quickly, and this is where she starts smacking the father because the son called.
Obviously. I mean, dude, if she abuses a guy and the guy doesn't do anything and crawls back to her on his knees, of course she's gonna do that to other people. Like, what do you mean? The problem with bad behaviors is no punishment. Punishment is literally what doesn't allow people to commit bad things and bad behaviors. And if you don't punish bad behaviors, well, bad behaviors are usually just behaviors that get you a result really fast, what you want. Those are your typical bad behaviors. And if you don't punish these behaviors, like, you know, how many times she has beat up that dude, who completely deserves it, by the way, because simp. Of course she's gonna be aggressive against other people because she doesn't understand the concept that anyone can even do anything against her. It's just simple. This is simple 2 + 2 math.
His father to show up and have his back. So clearly a lot of things were off here. And what makes this worse is this is after she ended the life of her boyfriend. Not before, after. But after she started smacking the father.
Do you think a person like that has many regrets about it? She has, because don't get this wrong, she has regrets about the possibility of getting caught because she probably understands that deleting people, bad. But she has absolutely no remorse for actually ending the boyfriend. That's the difference here.
Both the son and the father just left.
So she's completely fine with this, obviously. It doesn't matter to her. That's literal psychopath behavior. She's probably not a psychopath, but you know, you can't get psychopath traits if you grow up like this.
And I guess simply assume this is just some insane, intoxicated woman. And in a recent update, another friend of the couple, she came out and stated, hey, I've seen the woman hit the man multiple times, but I've never seen the man hit the woman. And what's also new to this story is that Courtney's parents were recently interviewed by TMZ. And here they say if her daughter didn't do that, it would have been her funeral. So here's a clip of
That's good. That's actually good.
that.
Her funeral we were talking about. It would have been the other way around, for sure.
Bruh, you can tell these guys are loaded, okay? This is not them getting dressed up for an interview. This is them being literally, like, casual because reasons. It's probably in their house also. What can we see? A fireplace, a painting, some kind of... I don't know what that is, but it's something. Can't see the... Wait, you can't see my... Well, you can't see my thingamajiggy.
Remember exactly how she said it? But she, you know, just I knew that he'd been injured.
I was on the phone with my mom. It's right in there, like it's covered in blood. Because I was on the phone with her while I was trying to get.
I didn't know it was serious at all. I just knew that if he was injured at all, she needed to call 911, and she did.
Well, either way, it's in the hands of a jury right now. Overall, it is just an extremely depressing story, no matter.
No, it's not. It's actually a pretty funny and hilarious story. It's literally people that deserve the worst getting what people do that deserve the worst get. I find this entertaining and hilarious. Stop. Anyway, that was our boy, Atozy, calling funny things bad because, I guess not funny things. It is funny. When people get what they deserve, this is great. Anyway, this is Quizzer Said. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Haven't told anything. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.